Hi there. In today's episode, we are going to continue working our enclosed trailer. This is going to be part 2 in our build series for this trailer. If you haven't seen the first part, make sure you go back to the last video and check that one out. In the last video, we did go ahead and tear into the interior of the trailer. We found some existing damage. We went ahead and fixed some of it, and we got a jump start on the wiring. For today, what we're going to do is wrap up our wiring. We're going to get the paneling back on the walls, prep everything for paint, and maybe even get some paint on the walls. So stay tuned, make sure you're subscribed, and follow along with us. We're gonna get to work.
And action. Pat, that was good.
Good job. We're up at the front of the trailer because I'm trying to make something work. It's a feature I had envisioned for the trailer, but we're missing a piece, so I'm going to try to fix that. If you saw the lights I put on the back of the trailer, my idea is that when I put the truck in reverse, I want those lights to turn on. So I can turn them on by the switch, or if I put the truck in reverse, they'll turn those lights on. That way, if I have a camera back there, or if I don't have a camera, when I'm in the truck and I look in my mirror, I can see what's behind the trailer. So that's what we're trying to figure out, but I'll show you what I'm dealing with and why I have to make a few changes if that's going to work. For those of you that might not be familiar, this is your 7-pin plug. You're going to find this on any RV or trailer that has brakes on the trailer. That you need a 7-pin in order to do that, because there's a pin for the trailer brake controls. But anyways, if you look at diagrams, you can find out how these work. Just remember there's an orientating pin up here that kind of tells you where the top is. And if I remember right, I think this is the power, ground is over here. This is your right blinker, left blinker, tail lights. And then I forget what that top one right there is. These are running lights here. So anyways, the center one, the center one is going to be the one that illuminates the rear backup lights. And currently, I chased the wire. I know that this center pin is the backup lights, and you'll notice if I look at the wiring here that we have all of our different wires, and I know that this yellow wire is for our backup lights. So as you can see, this was never connected because this trailer does not have any backup lights on it on the back. So I'm actually going to be running a wire from this yellow wire all the way back to the back of the trailer, and that yellow wire is going to control the rear backup lights. So I'm going to put a connector on this, get a wire set up, and run a wire, so then we have our backup lights. Here's another reason why I love using these little connectors. I'll see if I can get them to, there we go. So as you see, you can just shut these, you can open them. But if you ever change your plan, if wiring changes down the road, you can always just unlock it and put another one in. So up here, I'll show you, I actually had a 3-way one of these. This is a 5-way, I only need 4. But you'll see this is how I add in this new leg for the rear lights to turn on with the reverse lights. So I'll show you what I'm doing. Here is my black line coming in. This is the one you just saw me just run. So I'm gonna get this to about the right length. I'm gonna cut it. Going to strip it. All right, it's a little long, so I'm just gonna snip a little bit off. All right, so I'm gonna put this in here, and that first one, this is gonna be from the trailer. wiring harness to turn on the reverse lights. And then I have 3 wires in here. This first one, this is from the switch. So this is if you want to turn the lights on from the switch. That's there, so now those 2 are connected together. And then this one here, so this is going to be the carry line. So this is carrying on from this light to the next one over. So I'm going to put that in. I'll make sure that it's in all the way. And you can see, you probably can't see, but here in the tip, you can see the light or the wires coming in. So you just want to make sure they're touching the end of the plastic. And then for the final one, I'm just going to poke in for this light. And then the 4th one, you don't have to do anything, you can just close it and leave it on its own. So now we're going to go test it and see if it works. Here is our test setup. So we have the green is connected to the ground on the trailer, and the red is connected to that center pin, which, like I said, is going to be for the reverse lights. And I have these connected to a 12-volt battery pack, which is great considering the truck is way over there. So this is how I always test things when I want to try out new 12-volt changes I've done. Or if I want to test anything, I use my jump pack. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that switch on. So now we have 12-volt power, and we'll go back to the back and see if everything works. And sure enough, we come back here, and it's hard to tell during the day, but these lights are on. So what this means is if I put the truck in reverse and the trailer is plugged into that 7-pin, I'll have these 2 floodlights on the back of the trailer that's going to illuminate everything in the back. So I'll check that project off the list and move on to the next one. I've got all of the wiring buttoned up on the trailer. I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick once-over. And once I'm done with that, I'm going to start putting panels back on the wall, and we're going to get this trailer put back together and painted. We'll start with the main panel. You can hear that converter running. I am running it right now. And you can see that's going to be our wall intrusion. This is where we have the no-go plug coming in from the outside. You can see this harness runs up. I did put it in some protective coating just to make sure it's covered. As you can see, we have our 110-volt outlets on the wall. Those are each run on proper circuits. You can see down there, I got my charger running, so got power in the trailer. Super excited for that. If you watched the last episode, you know what these switches are, but we have our overhead lights, we have the lights, the side lights that are the floods on the side of the trailer, and we also have our rear floods. So that's what these control. You can see everything is nice and tidy. I got those Wago connectors keeping everything tight. We do have all of our lights on, you saw that. I also added a positive power lead here. This is going to be for what I hope to find a good deal on a fantastic fan to fill in here. So I want to have one that you can have forward and reverse on, so you can draw air out of the trailer or you can draw air in. I added a proper outlet for the air conditioner, and you can kind of see some of the wiring I did back here. This is for the reverse lights to turn on those floodlights back here. And then everything else should be pretty simple. And then the last thing I'll show you is just the outside outlet. So I have this out here. So that's gonna be super nice. And that wraps up the wiring. Everything's taken care of. Now we're gonna move on to putting the panels back on the wall. I am gonna have to do some cutting to accommodate the outlets I put in, make sure those have a spot in the panel, and then we'll be rolling. So we're gonna get back to work. I finally got the air conditioner all sealed up and put back together. I will say it took way longer than I expected, but the fact is I did it right, and I don't think it's gonna leak anymore. Fingers crossed. So I'm gonna show you what I did to get that all sealed up, and then we're gonna move on to finalizing the interior paneling and get that ceiling back on, and then I'm hoping to get to paint today. Here's a close look at what I did. I added a new threshold down below. I actually raised everything 1/2 inch because before they had this air conditioner set up so that the top of the fender just flowed right into the trailer. So now you can see there's a nice gap here, and I'll show you on the inside what I did, but this is all just flashing material. Got everything bent nice, all the screws are caulked, there's caulking behind it. So this is gonna be the outside look, and then we'll go on the inside and take a look at how it came together. Actually, another point too is I actually utilized some of the Trex board that they used for a perimeter trim. I cut a little piece of it and used it as blocking to raise that up just a little bit so that it wouldn't rot, and it would keep this the air conditioner sitting, just outside a level so it doesn't have water flowing inside. On the inside, you'll see I added some nice backer pieces, so that way all of that flashing had something to screw into. So you can see this is all really clean. I'm not worried about it anymore. I'll still have a little bit of sealing I'm going to do once everything's all put together, but for now I'm going to move on to putting this panel back on and see how things go from there. This whole thing was just hacked in here, so I'm going to go ahead. I cut a nice square opening for this. Previously, I don't know what they used to cut it, but I'm going to cut a nice square opening and see if I can get the air conditioner to fit into the paneling again, and we'll be good to go. Looks like everything is joining up just fine here with the air conditioner. I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the screws in, and we should be done with this panel and done with the air conditioner all together. So super excited about that. Scratch that, totally forgot to put an outlet in down here, so I'm going to cut that outlet in first. It's the next morning. I've gotten the paneling as far as I can get it. I still need to do the roof, but what I'm going to do today, first thing, is I'm going to add a feature that I'm really excited about. I'm adding E-Track to the walls, and what E-Track is it something you've seen before, but you might not have known what it is. This is E-Track, and these are going to go horizontally on the walls. I'll have two rows of them, and it allows me to do all these cool connectors like this. So this one will make it so I can take a rope and tie down my saws, or I can actually buy ratchet straps that go right into the E-Track. There's just a lot of cool things. I have big plans in the future for this. But what's nice is you mount these on the wall, you can push that clip and remove it, and you can pull these clips out. So really excited about that piece. It's going to take me just a little bit to get this done. I needed to do it so I could cut my vertical slats on the wall where they need to be cut, and then I'm going to move on to the roof, and hopefully we can get to paint here shortly. Sun shining off the ocean in my eyes. Light shows from heaven shine down below. Sunday morning at the Calamo. As you can see, it's really simple. I know I showed this already, but now that it's on the wall, all you do is you pull back the trigger and put it into the rack and then drop it. And now you got all kinds of strength here. If If you didn't see, I was using these 1-inch self-tapping screws, and 16 on center. I have wall studs, I guess. So I'm going right into my 16 on center studs with these, and then I might go back and use wood screws on everything else to attach this also to the wood paneling. So it's not going anywhere. This is gonna be super strong, and this is just the right thing to do. Both my saws I have, they stand upright, and this will allow me to safely secure them to the wall and not have to worry about them falling over, hurting something else, or breaking something. So I'm gonna move on. We get the rest of these tracks on, and then we will get the rest of the vertical trim cut and move on to the ceiling.
Stones we carry, clothes we lived in, all the tales we will tell our children. We're taking the high road. Lay beside me, wake the morning, ever after, day reborn in. Tomorrow the ways unfolding. We're taking the high road. We're finally awakened. We're taking the...
Not gonna lie, I was putting this one off for a while. As you saw earlier, I do plan on putting a vent in here. It just isn't in the budget for this build yet, and I just haven't found one that I like yet for a good deal. So what I'm doing is I'm doing everything possible, so when I do put that fan in, everything's here. I would have to tear anything apart. I cut the holes, wiring's here, we're good to go. So looking at this, you can see I built a 14 by 14 frame, which is standard, and then I just built these I guess trusses to go between the roof trusses, and yeah, so that's all good to go. I'm gonna sheet my roofing over this entirely, and then when I'm ready for a fan, I'm just gonna cut a hole in here and I'll be good to go. So moving on, I think it's time to put the roof on.
I'm setting the sun, I'm ready to run, I'm walking a tightrope. I give you the fall spring, singing a song, we're taking the high road. We're taking the high road. We're finally awakened, we're taking the high road. As long as it takes us, we're taking the high road.
Alright everyone, that's going to be it for today's episode. As you can see, we got a lot of work done. We got all of the interior pieces put back together, the wall paneling and the ceiling. We reinstalled that air conditioner and we wrapped up the electrical. We didn't quite get to the paint like we had planned, but we're going to be jumping right into paint in the next episode, so make sure you watch that. Turn on your post notifications so that way you know that we post a new video. And if you get value out of this, make sure you're leaving comments down below and liking the video. That way it can boost us up in the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for watching, and y'all have a great day.